As the Prime Minister of Estonia, one of the very few female leaders we have here, Ms. Kallas said on Monday, the climate crisis is not gender neutral. Let me share with you what this looks like from Oxfam's 2020 report, Time to Care. The 22 richest men in the world have more wealth than all the women in Africa. Women and girls put in 12.5 billion hours of unpaid work each and every day, a contribution to the global economy of at least 10.8 trillion a year, more than 3 times the size of the global tech industry, getting the richest 1% to pay just 0.5% extra tax on their wealth over the next 10 years would equal the investment needed to create 117 million jobs in sectors such as elderly care, childcare, education and health. Oxfam India's CEO said women and girls are among those who benefit least from today's economic system. They spend billions of hours cooking, cleaning, and caring for children and the elderly. Unpaid care work is the hidden engine that keeps the wheels of our economies, businesses, and societies moving. It is driven by women who often have little time to get an education, earn a decent living, or have a say in how our societies are run, and who are therefore trapped at the bottom of the economy. Today, we are facing the worst economic, climate, and health crisis in our living memory. Rising poverty, hunger, loss of jobs and livelihoods, epidemic levels of sexual and gender-based violence across the world, the rise of far-right populism and weakening democracies, deepening toxic fundamentalisms from controlling women's autonomy to hatred, to climate change denialism, to Islamophobia and anti-immigration rhetoric is rife. Tech industries are colluding with governments, military and police to target activists, control media, and surveil with impunity. There is an exponential rise in attacks against women environment defenders, land grabbing, deforestation and agribusiness, illegal logging and fishing have resulted in mass displacements, competition and conflict over fast diminishing resources, leading to greater levels of environment degradation, biodiversity loss, pollution and waste. This is all happening because of a patriarchal, colonial, white supremacist and neoliberal world order that continues to push us into compounding crises. Our social, political, legal, and economic systems are broken, and trying to find solutions within a system that is deliberately designed to benefit the elite and subjugate us cannot stand. One way that we have chosen to challenge this system is to mobilize grassroots women from the global south to advocate for an alternative development model that we call a feminist fossil fuel-free future that centers new gender-just economic, political, and social relationships in a world free from climate change. Do I still have time?
You've got plenty of time.
Okay.
At least a minute.
The 5 Fs, as we call it in short, campaigns for a just and equitable transition that challenges the gender division of labor, promotes energy democracy and agroecological farming practices, invests in the commons, provides a social wage, demands the dismantling of all trade rules within and outside the WTO that prevent climate action, establishes a global tax body that ends tax competition and evasion, secures innovative sources of public finance to redistribute wealth, and ensures gender equitable participatory democracy. We use Feminist Participatory Action Research, or FPAR, as a feminist political tool in enhancing grassroots women activism through capacity building, producing new knowledge, tools, and resources to collectively document lived experiences of climate change and strengthen grassroots women's movements to demand feminist climate justice. Feminist movements globally have heeded the need for a complete overhaul of our systems and build a community that is gender just, equitable, sustainable, regenerative, care-based, community-owned, and include the voices of marginalized peoples and be grounded in indigenous and traditional knowledge and protect human rights. Thank you.
Oh, right, thanks.
Don't mind the young girls.